revolution is now. The new day of the proper Bassin Man has dawned. The spirits soar, and the forests echo with laughter. The rise of the proper Bassin Man is now. Ask yourself, are you proper Bassin?
They assemble at night, each one having prepared as diligently as possible to the time given to them before the witching hour, the hour of reckoning, the time when they begin outdoor cartoon television. Stray Casts is on the air.
Good evening, glory, hallelujah to you. What the heck's your story? What's going through you? It's Wednesday night. It's time for the glorified version of a Bass and Talk Show. I'm your host, Pat Renwick. Give it up for yourself, Bass Galaxy. That's where the party's at. That's right. It's Wednesday night. Hello, hello. Come on. Now, this is a special edition of Stray Cast, the glorified version of a Bass and Talk Show. This is the Magic of MaxScent edition. That's right. The magic of MaxScent. We all know. We all know the deal. MaxScent. Everybody smashes smallmouths on MaxScent, but tonight we're going to talk about bucket heads and MaxScent. And who better than a couple of bucket heads? We got John Cox and Keith Carson coming on the show. They're at the NPFL event tonight. John, right one event to the next. That's how John does it. Lay Lake with Bassmasters, and boom, right to the next deal. Guy's unstoppable. Hey, and we have Berkeley scientists coming on tonight. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Brent Southworth is coming on. He's from Spirit Lake, Iowa. He's one of the geniuses behind. Yes, thank you. Thanks. The geniuses behind the prowess of MaxScent. Brent's coming on tonight too, along with John and Keith, and we're gonna MaxScent it up. But get this. It's just MaxScent party tonight. So if you like and share the live Facebook feed, you got a chance to win 24 sacks of MaxScent. I don't know how else to put it. 24 pouches. 24 of these pouches. It's easy. It's easy. All you got to do is like and share the live Facebook feed. Berkeley Fishing and Brad Rutherford are giving away 24 bags of MaxScent. Now, that's a pretty good deal right there. I'm pretty happy with that. It is. I like it. Hey, it's Durban season. That's kind of Durban music. You know what I mean? On your way to the Durb. Heading out. Congratulations. Alec Morrison just won the Toyota Series over there on Rayboard. Our bud Alec Morrison. Congratulations, Al. It's a proper Bassin man. And the Wheeler Open, fresh and done. And good old Adam Rasmussen. He's a Wisconsin guy. Give it up. Derb season. I like the Derb music. Reminds me of Tumbleweed. I like it. And old Tommy Wood won the co-deal. Yeah, the Aussie. Moving it right along. Yes. Hey, you know who is producing the heck out of this show back there? The MaxScent Berkeley extravaganza. It's Andrew Ellenberger, fresh off his birthday weekend. Andy Ellenberger, he's a ginger ninja. Red on the head like a producer should be. Hi, Ginge.
Hi, Pat. Hi, Bass Galaxy.
How are you, sir?
I'm all right, and you?
You love MaxScent, Ginge.
I do.
You do. And real quick, I know we got business to take care of, but you actually were using MaxScent before I was.
Correct.
Yes.
We had the gnarly MaxScent.
Yeah, like it was some nasty stuff. I think it was sitting in a container for a while and came overseas.
That's the good stuff.
Yeah. So this smell thing makes me want to gag and throw up. And you're like, Pat, try these. And it was Creature Hawks.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, let me see this. Dude, it's insane, bro.
You lost your lunch.
I wasn't expecting it.
No.
But Andy, you've known the prowess of MaxScent for a while, and it's actually contributed to quite a bit of your local derbing.
100%.
Check cashing.
100%. Yeah.
Plain and simple. Check cashing on the local derb
It's
scene.
special. It's very special.
And we're going to learn all about it tonight.
I know. I'm excited.
I think it's pretty neat. And all you got to do is like and share the live Facebook feed. JR and Andy are going to put it into a randomizer. And at the end of the show, Johnny and Keith are going to pick the winner, 24 bags of MaxScent. Boom. I'm moving right along here. Hey, I got to say a couple things here. James, I am grateful for a few things in bassin'. Well, everything in bassin', actually, and especially the largemouth bass. I have a fondness for the largemouth bass, and I've been on a spree. I've just been on a killing spree, like Fighter would say. And I've been just catching basses. It's that time of year around here. It's that time of year, and thank you, Crestliner, for giving an amazing floating barge for us to pursue the bucketheads and Impulse Lithium. Literally, we are pulling the boat through mud with the trolling motor all day, and it's not wearing the Impulse out. Like mud dogging the Crestliner. So thank you so much for that. And, of course, power and pull down for pleasure. Hey, Ginge, how are we feeling about the old Desperado, the Bandito from Indianapolis? Is he coming on his way? Oh, well, ladies and gentlemen, you know, every week here on Stray Casts, it's time. He's the Whiskey Gypsy. It's Luke Foley and Tin Cup Whiskey. What's going on, Foles? Are you in Mexico? Are you bass fishing at Lake Guerrero? It looks like you're either at a Mexican restaurant or you are at Lake Guerrero bass fishing.
I'm actually in a Japanese steak.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought you were in Mexico. I didn't know.
No. I'm in Indianapolis. I'm mass out tonight.
How you doing? How was the derb last weekend?
I got 12th, and I turned my crappy season around.
Okay, 12th is good.
Yeah. I was on a pretty good pattern. I think I was on the right fish. A lot of guys didn't run up as far the river as I did, and I kind of ran out of time. But, no, it was good. It was kind of figured them out, and some things worked right and shot up in the standings. So I'm a happy man.
12th out of that many boats is good, Foles. And I know that you are not afraid to flip some Max in. I've been with you. I seen you put it on the back of a jig, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Fire it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and we got John Cox, Keith Carson.
Yeah.
And Berkeley scientists coming on tonight.
Scientists?
Yeah. Yes.
Awesome.
Yes. Brent the scientist. Yeah. He's going to tell us all about MaxScent tonight. And you got a chance to win 24 bags of MaxScent, Foles. Like and share the live Facebook feed. That's it. It's that easy.
That sounds awesome. That sounds awesome.
You know what's awesome?
What's awesome?
In the Tin Cup Whiskey Word of the Week that you bring us every week here on Stray Cast. For those that don't know, Foley comes on, he says a word. If you hear that word, you take a little sippy, or whatever it might be. It could be a cafe con leche. It could be an ice cold Coca-Cola, or it could be a Tin Cup Mountain Whiskey. Hey, whatever it is, Foles, they got to drink responsibly, right? When they hear what
Absolutely.
word? What's
Absolutely.
the word? What's the word, Foles?
Like clearly I'm above .08 right now.
Okay, so you're
at a dinner and I'm Ubering. I'm Ubering. So,
Good. Thank you.
so
Well,
I'm Ubering.
yes, and you're going to need to call people off work tonight or tomorrow
It's no problem.
because the word, of course, is MaxScent.
Well. I want everybody to get to my level.
Oh,
in a
no.
short amount of time.
Okay. Oh,
So,
okay.
So MaxScent, the General, Pit Boss, Chicken Cross, anything Berkely
related.
bait, scent.
John
Grant.
Cox, Keith Carson, tournament, fishing, scientist, any word.
Yeah.
It's all up for grabs tonight, and it's the Tin Cup Whiskey Word of the Week.
Just getting ridiculous.
It's
Now
called
you're
Catch
just
Up
getting
with
ridiculous.
Foley Night.
Exactly.
Yes.
That would be a fun night. We should do that.
Foley, we appreciate you, and we appreciate the
Yeah.
official brown liquor of Bass and Tin Cup Mountain Whiskey, and thanks for coming on here every week, bud, and good job at the Derb last week.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I got 3 more on the Ohio River, so I'm looking forward to turning this ship around and the regionals at the Ozarks. So
Get
yeah,
it done,
looking
Foles.
forward
Get
to
it done. And you and I are going
Yeah.
to Seth soon. We're going to visit Fighter. I just talked to him.
Yeah.
yesterday.
I
I'm
have
booking us a
sets and
trip.
Stuff.
Booking us a
Yeah,
trip.
and then I'm fishing with Matt in June too, and there might be a Matt thing, and then go see Seth. I'm going to see the Hibbins next week.
On your
I got a lot of
plane,
stuff
you got a
going on.
private plane. You're a baller. You're a whiskey gypsy. I don't know what to say. Foles,
I don't know. I'm living the life.
thank you, bud. Thank you.
All right, see you guys.
Hey, catch them.
Have a
Put
good
the
night.
power poles down. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, it's John Cox and Keith Carson. The MaxScent Extravaganza on Stray Cast continues when we return.
There's a moment when you're faced with a challenge, and just solving the problem isn't good enough, even if that means breaking the rules and shredding apart conventional ways of thinking, all in the name of creating something truly remarkable. With this much control at its command, we didn't stop with just one. We created 2 incredible trolling motors. Introducing the new Power Pole Move brushless trolling motor.
This is the mountain, and this is mountain whiskey. Unspoiled, untamed, forever wild. There's no safety net, no way down. Up here, it's just man, and the mountain, and his tin cup. Tin Cup Whiskey. Mountain whiskey.
Want to know the difference between power bait and other soft plastics? Ask the fish. Berkeley scientists have. Thousands of flavors tested on thousands of fish. Natural. Man-made. Every bait that's ever hit the water. No matter the shape, size, or color, power bait is the only one that is scientifically proven. Fish bite and will not let go.
Nice, dude. Yeah, buddy.
Realize your boat's potential with outboard performance accessories that improve the handling, speed, and economy of your boat. Find your perfect accessory from Bob's Machine.
Welcome back. This is the glorified version of a bass fishing talk show. Make no mistake about it. I'm your host, Pat Renwick. And right now, I'm pretty excited to bring to you two of the most rootinest cowboys in the bassin business, a couple of stepbrothers. This is the bunk bed edition. MaxScent extravaganza of Stray Cast Outdoor Cartoon Television, and that's John Cox and Keith Carson. Yes, you guys built bunk beds, so there's like so much room for activities right now.
Oh yeah, we're actually in a double bunk bed room.
There's some on this side too.
Yeah.
Double bunks. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a party room right there.
Oh
yeah.
How you guys doing?
We're just hanging out.
Yeah.
We're at Santee Cooper practicing for the NPFL, and tomorrow is day one.
Day one of the tournament tomorrow.
And
days are off.
Today's your rigging day.
Rigging day. Yeah.
Get your head together day.
Yeah.
And psychologically prepare for the next day at hand.
Right.
Next 3 days.
Next 3 days. Yeah, but no, it's one day at a time. John, you gotta win each day,
I try to plan for every day.
Okay, well, hey, look at that's why you're a champion. And I'm a loser. But you're doing good. That's why you're doing good.
I'm one fish at a time.
Yeah. I'm already planning for the Sabine next week.
He is.
Today.
Yeah, he's
last
already.
night we're laying in bed. Sounds funny, but we were. And and I was like,
those aren't pillows?
Oh, yeah. We got the bamboo pillows. He's looking at the map, and I'm like, what are you looking at? And he's like, Sabine. I'm like, we're at Santee. Yeah, he's like, I know. Yeah.
Hey, man, John is he's always one step ahead, for real. And I'm sure he's studying past soul lunar tables of spawn cycles for that part of Texas right now and shallow water behaviors of bass.
Right.
Oh yeah, he knows the moon phases, waxing, waning, whatever. You ask him, he knows exactly where it's at.
He does. He certainly does, Keith. And you know what he's gonna do is just throw a general anyway. Yeah, I mean, and how apropos that tonight is the MaxScent special here on Stray Cats.
Yeah.
And all kidding aside, you two gentlemen have won an awful lot of money on Berkeley Power Bait MaxScent.
Yeah.
I mean, it's no joke. You guys have cashed tall checks on MaxScent.
Right.
It's it breeds a good love, doesn't it, boys?
Oh yeah, this stuff's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it changed a lot of the ways I fish because of the baits and the colors and the selection and everything. And now we're actually going to show you. I know you see me throw the general 90% of the time, but I'm going to show you some of the things I mix up in there with it. That some of the fish that you don't see me catch with some of the MaxScent stuff, so which is going to be cool. It's going to be.
Oh, you mean the sneaky stuff? Sneaky stuff. I like it.
It's simple, but sneaky.
It's the KISS method. Keep it simple, sneaky.
Yeah.
Right? That's what it is. That's what it is. And
all
right, don't save it. Save it, John.
Don't,
because we're also going to get technical tonight too. We have Berkeley scientist Brent coming on.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and he's going to teach us like things we never even thought of. About
I can't wait. I love that stuff.
I'm ready. Yeah.
So
let's just bring him in now. I'm ready for
let's
him.
start with Brent.
Yeah. Well, I got to ask you guys first. I mean, how many shapes of MaxScent do you think there are?
I don't know.
I'm gonna go with. Are we gonna go just shapes or different sizes? Just let's go shapes.
Shapes.
I'm gonna say there's 12.
12 shapes. Okay, good guess. I don't know the answer, but I'm writing down 12. What do you got, Keith?
87 shapes?
I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot
of MaxScent.
Well, it's all the crawls and 4, 5, 6.
What'd you say, John? How many?
I'm saying 12.
12. Okay. And then how many did you say, Keith?
87.
Yeah,
oh my God! What? Come on.
Different.
Not Japan market.
General, it's just the general. That's one.
So maybe 15.
Okay, yeah, because there's 3-inch chigger craw, 4-inch chigger craw.
Yeah.
We're
not counting those.
No, right. We're just saying shape. So chigger craw is one shape. So your number, Keith, is what?
15.
15. Andy, what are you at? Yell one. 21, Andy says.
Wow.
And I'm going $1. I'm doing prices right. I'm going just one. So anything below 12, I win. But it's got to be over 12. But I'm just playing the odds. All right.
Yeah.
All right, now, so we'll find out the real deal. We'll find out what it's made of. What do you think it's made of? Is there like minced fish in there?
I honestly, I know whatever it is, it's like a sponge. I feel like it absorbs the MaxScent, and that's what makes it so deadly. That when a fish grabs it, the MaxScent actually comes out.
Yeah.
And I mean, we've seen it where the fish comes up and grabs it, and then it's almost like they taste it, and then they finish swallowing
it. They do.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's like a tofu.
I'm curious to it.
It's like a meaty tofu. Well, do you know who knows the magic of MaxScent? Do you know who knows? Do you know?
Do you know?
Keith, do you know?
No.
I know that you know that I know that you know that I know that you know that Berkeley scientists know everything about MaxScent. I mean, after all, we've seen the commercial a million times. We've seen the MaxScent commercial. And how better, or nothing better, than to bring aboard Berkeley scientist right now, Brent Southworth. Welcome to the show, Brent. What's going on, bud?
How are you?
Hey, you don't look like a scientist, Brent.
No. Hey, I brought these for you. You wanted me to have these on, so
now you're a scientist. You have goggles. Perfect.
Better.
Yes.
I couldn't find a lab coat though.
That's okay. Hey, Brent. First off, thanks for MaxScent, and meet Keith Carson and John Cox. They're a couple of Berkeley pro anglers that make their living off of MaxScent. So, how you doing, bud? Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's our pleasure, and it's good to see you here. And you know what? I know Mark Sexton over there, and Kyle Peterson, and designing department. By the way, that coal shed, that'll be a whole other show, but that's another thing coming up, Keith. We can't talk about the coal shed tonight.
Yeah.
Hey, but I mean, you guys spend a lot of time as far as research and development goes on the MaxScent process. And now how many years have you been with Berkeley, Brent?
I think this is year 16.
Year 16. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
When was the first time you ever used a Berkeley plastic worm or a Berkeley family? Something in the Berkeley family?
Probably in the 80s when I was, this will date me, but when I was about 12, the Power Grub was the first bait I picked up as a kid, and they worked so well. I bought a 100-pack and
smashed them.
put about 4 baggies so they didn't stink up everything in my tackle box at the time. And then I never went back because it was an obvious difference even as a kid that, you know, what you caught on power bait versus unscented. So,
and the old grub. I mean, what a classic. What a classic. The grub.
Yep. Off-white grub. And then the teaser, there was a power teaser with some, some marabou off the back. That was some of the first ones I used as a kid.
Now, do you
and
remember
the old power, the Strike liquid attractant was one of the first ones I used.
Yes, I was just gonna say I used to have the bottle there next to the baits at all times. At all times. Do you remember the old Johnson worm when Pure Fishing had acquired, or Berkeley had acquired the
one? I don't remember. I used the Johnson Silver Minnow forever as a kid, but I don't remember the worm. No.
They had a worm that was packaged in a clam pack. And it was almost like a predecessor to power bait, it seemed like. And it came in black and brown. And that was it. And and man, did they work. Did they work? And that was it seemed to me maybe some of the original science. And then, as you said, it developed into the power bait. And then
Yep.
And then what came next? Gulp?
Gulp came next in the early 2000s. It was right before I started. I'm thinking it was 2004, 2005. Gulp started.
And what was the first year of MaxScent?
First year of MaxScent, I'm trying to remember. I worked on it for years before it came out for the research part, but I want to say 2015.
Okay. So it's been...
And that might have been when I started working on it, though. It's somewhere 15 to 17, I'm guessing.
Do you know what the first shape was? Andy and I were talking about, and we can't remember.
I don't remember what that would be. That'd be more of a Sexton question. It had to be one of the, like the flatworm or the...
I remember the creature hog was the first one I saw. I don't know if that was necessarily
creature hog,
the first
early
one.
one.
But
Yep. Hog was an early one.
And then, of course, that flatworm was in that general short after. Just amazing.
Now the tubes are a later one. So
yeah, the MaxScent it obviously took over the market. But here's my question: with power bait being so good, Gulp being so good, you guys were like, okay, let's make something better. Was that the deal? Or what is the niche? Because power bait's still good.
Oh, power bait's amazing.
Gulp is still good. And MaxScent's amazing. So what's the niche? What is it?
We get that question a lot. When do you use what? And why don't you use this? And power bait's amazing and always will be. But it's as good as the attractive package is. It's still limited by the material that it's made out of. It's still, all our attractants are fairly locked up into plastic. So then here comes Gulp. That's a water-based product that now takes scent dispersion and fish being able to taste the bait to the next level. It creates a scent cloud in the water. Things go from a high concentration to a low, from high concentration of attractants in the bait to the low concentration in the water. Fish can really taste it. They swallow it. We made a huge jump with gulp. The problem with gulp is that, for the bass guys that are doing 70 across the water and got 10 plus rods laying on the deck, it tends to dry out. So, unfortunately it didn't catch on it works great for bass. I've tested gulp in the early years on largemouth, and they destroy it. They love it. But,
sure.
For durability wise and, for getting dried out, it never quite caught on. So, as the years went on, what can we do to make power bait even better and create some great bass baits? And that's where MaxScent came in with a whole different process, a different material, different attractant package.
Yeah, and like John was saying earlier, it almost feels spongy. What is that? I mean, it's not a normal plastic. What's the sponginess, Brent?
I could tell you what the spongy is. I can't tell you what the spongy is, but it's definitely
Do you like that, John and Keith? He won't tell us.
No, not that I want. I can't. I like my job, so I can't tell you that.
Is it sea sponge? John said it's sea sponge.
Sea sponge? Well, let's go with that.
Okay.
Yep,
all right.
No, it's definitely a different material than power bait that allows for more scent dispersion into the water. It's not going to be quite as much as gulp, but it's going to be more than power bait. So whereas a fish has got to get really close to power bait and got to get it in its mouth, and then it can really taste the power bait and hold on to it, it's going to be able to smell MaxScent from a greater distance, a little more of a scent cloud. And when it gets it in its mouth, it's also going to be able to taste those attractants that are in there more. And it's obvious by the jump we made. The package says 45% better. That's just because of the nature of the material and the new attractant package and that kind of thing.
It's kind of like, for lack of a better term, the new pork. I mean, and John is quite familiar with pork. He was raised on pork rinds. His dad, Red, sold pork rinds for a living. True story. John, correct me if I'm wrong. It
was he sold the gator baits before Uncle Josh bought it or something like that. He tells me the story every other day.
Every other day he tells you. But that's MaxScent is kind of like the new pork. I mean, it's amazing in cold weather. It's amazing in post-spawn conditions when fish are finicky. It's amazing in the heat when fish are super sluggish. It seems to just trigger it. It triggers an aggressiveness, Brent. And, I mean, I'm sure it was just hours and hours of testing on the lake, in the tank, and you made a zillion observations, didn't you?
Yeah, there was it all starts in the lab. You got a large lab facility, and it started in there and aquariums. And we figured out the attractant package on the fish in the lab, and then went to the field and evaluated the new material, the carrier, and then put those two together. And after lots of switches and formula changes,
bait and switches.
Yeah. A lot of field testing. Sexton and I did a lot of field testing, which that's the fun part. I think Proc now did a lot of MaxScent field testing as well. And we caught a lot of numbers before we were satisfied with the final product.
So you got a tank at Spirit Lake, right?
Yep.
And it has resident bass?
It does.
Okay.
Yes, we got lots of aquariums, holding systems, pools, all kinds of things. Yeah.
Are they post-spawn too right now, or where are they at right now? Because I'm tired of these damn post-spawn fish.
Their temperature stays the same, so they're fairly confused.
Okay, I'm just kidding. Anyway. I like it. But for real, the testing tanks, a lot of stuff goes down there. But I don't know, Keith. What do you think? Are bass in test tanks the same bass that are in Santee Cooper that you guys are going to fish for tomorrow on the NPFL?
I don't know. I mean, a bass is a bass, but they're different out in the wild, right? I mean,
I feel like they'd be smarter in the tanks.
Yeah.
Like they would know, like, well, I don't know. I guess if you don't catch them, I don't know. I think though we should let those fish spawn one year. Let's crank the tap up
and then
let them have some babies.
They're called Berkeley bass, and they're a genetic hybrid that's amazingly taking over 15 pounds in 3 years. Biggins. Biggins.
Speaking of genetics, that's why we don't do the wild caught fish. You know, we have naive fish that, you know, whatever we drop in there is basically a genetic response to, you know, what we throw in there, and they either like it or they don't. And, you know, they're a lot simpler than we are, you know. I mean,
sure.
You throw something in there they don't like, they're going to tell you right away if they don't. That's it.
The negative response.
Yep.
And was there a significant difference in the positive response when you guys first dropped or let's say when you dropped the final MaxScent formula into the tank? Did the bass go crazy?
Yeah, I wish I had a video. I should take a video of it. We should post it. But you drop it in there, and when they like something, and they're almost like a dog that wants another treat. They start getting up by the glass and doing this, and you can tell when they like something and when they don't. Sometimes they chew on it, sometimes they swallow it instantly, and sometimes they spit it instantly. Faster than you could even detect the bite. So there's a whole range of what they like and what they don't like, and it's all their genetics and their taste buds. They grab it because they can't grab something, so they put it in their mouth, they roll it around, and they decide very quickly this is food or this is not food, and they swallow it or spit it out.
And out it goes. So you have all these bass in the tank, and you throw some MaxScent in there. Now, does it matter what shape it is? Could it be a general or could it be a chigger craw? Do they have a preference? Does it seem like the tank fish show any preference?
Well, that would be more. We have a large pool. That would be more of our pool testing. And if we do that, we don't let them take the bait, totally swallow the bait, because the bait's, it's a large bait. So what we do in the tanks is we do pieces of bait. So I cut them up.
Okay.
And drop them in. So no, it doesn't matter. Colored for that particular test, color, shape doesn't matter. They see it. They're used to eating, pellet food that gets dropped into them. They grab it and do their thing. So no shape, just a chunk.
Gotcha. So in the swimming tank, then that's what I'm interested in hearing about, because I want to hear how those bass respond. Do they have a shape preference? Like, is there something that maybe in the swimming tank, the shape that seems time and time again just gets the positive response?
Well, I got to admit, we've never taken all the MaxScent, all our shapes, and run them in the pool and try to figure out which one is better than the other, within our shapes. Just because, I think, we have all those shapes for a reason, for different techniques, different places, different colors, different people's preferences. So we never really compare the shape. What we do with the shape more, the pool testing does a lot of hard bait actions is what that pool does, or maybe a tail action, or maybe, basically just breaking down the actions of the baits, not necessarily the whole bait itself. But we take the bait to the field if it's a brand new shape, say the hog or the flat nose minnow. We'll take it to the field, make sure it's durable enough, make sure it's catching fish compared to some kind of standard, something that's close to it.
Yeah, and
maybe a competitor you're going after or something like that,
I gotcha. I gotcha. These guys are fierce competitors right here. These two guys, if they don't catch fish, they might not seem too intimidating right now, Brent, on the camera, but I mean,
they're not a bunk bed.
Yeah. They built those bunk beds, before the show. You know that.
On my truck, but I'm not so worried anymore.
Hey, but they use MaxScent to pay their bills,
right?
Understand that. Like, John is a freak about the general. Keith, what would you say your favorite shape is?
My favorite shape changes right now. It's the general. Just got second place on Lake of the Ozarks on the 5-inch general. But I like the meaty chunk a lot. Love that on the back of the swim jig. That's definitely one of my favorite shapes, for sure. That's a year-round shape, too. So
the old meaty chunk.
Love that.
And it's the meaty chunk just works everywhere. It works everywhere.
Yeah. everywhere.
I mean, unreal. Hey, what's the craziest observation that you've ever seen a fish do in one of those tanks? Like, as far as negative or positive reactions, Brent. Like, I mean, is there ever any extreme positives or extreme negatives?
Oh, every once in a while they'll get excited enough that they just, they're just darting all around the tank, and then we got covers in the tank, and they'll about knock the top of the cover off. You drop it in there, and you bring your hand back up, and they get used to me in there. They don't like a lot of people in there. So when we get film crews in and things are supposed to work, sometimes doesn't work because there's just lights and people all over. But if I raise my hand up, they'll come up and grab it. And if they give them something they like, the next time you bring it up, they get pretty fired up. And I've seen them knock the top of the tank, the lid off. And that's some pretty good excitement for a fish in a tank indoors,
Yeah. You guys like that, right? Keith
yeah.
and John? Yeah, you like that reaction.
Oh yeah, I want to see that. Yeah.
On Santee tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, so Brent, do you put the MaxScent versus other baits? Do you have it like, do you guys ever have competitions? Like, all right, guys, today this soft bait come out. Watch this. MaxScent's going to kick its butt. Do you ever do that? Like little office
like
parties?
Company just, no, we never get to do anything like that. So
come on. Well, do you test it against other stuff, right?
No, we did. That's, where the package says 45% better. That's just going up against standard power bait. That's just how much better it is than power bait, or it says on the package. So we do go up against. I do a lot of. I field test everything, not just bass. I do trout and catfish and panfish and all the species of the baits that we sell. And we always have a standard that we take out, and then we're always trying to beat that standard. Whether it's whether it's power bait against MaxScent or power bait against Gulp or power bait against power bait, where we're trying to just get a formula enhancement, trying to come out with, power bait 2.0 or whatever, we're constantly trying to make formulas better, catch more fish, a higher percentage for the angler.
What's next? MaxScent Extreme? What is it?
I hope MaxScent 2.0 someday. We're working on everything all the time. So,
I mean, can you top it? Can you top MaxScent?
Yeah, well, I think we can. I always say I'm not going to be satisfied until I open the bag in the boat and the fish just jump in the boat.
Oh, come on!
That's I'm not going to quit till that happens.
How much will that bag be?
I don't know.
I think I saw a King of the Hill episode like that once. Did you ever see that one?
No.
Hey, so who came up with the whole MaxScent deal? Was that Mark Sexton? Was that his baby?
No, I don't want to say this wrong to make anybody angry, but I'm pretty sure it started with John Prochnow.
Okay.
Do you know John, our chemist?
Yeah.
And there for 30 years or so. I think it started with him, and then it kind of Dr. Keith Jones was still there, so. He and I worked on a lot of the formula stuff, and Mark had a lot to do with a lot of the original shapes and a lot of the field testing, and it was a big group effort, really. But I think it started with John with the idea.
Okay, just of a better formula than power bait.
Yep, just a higher dispersion, a higher attracted package, which is gonna equal higher catch rates was the idea, and it worked.
And I'm sure everyone wants to know, when does the new MaxScent come out? When is it? When's it come out, Brent? When's the new stuff? John and Keith want to know.
I knew. I'm so far at the beginning of the product, I don't know, to be honest with you.
Is there blood in it? Is there actual blood from shad and crawfish in it?
I don't think so.
There's no blood.
No, I don't think we.
Hey, make it better than MaxScent and get us some right away, okay?
The
three of us first.
Yeah.
Hey, next time we're going to have like a whole Berkeley scientist show, okay? We'll have all you scientists on in one thing, and then you got to come on in the lab coats and the glasses and everything else.
That sounds good.
From Spirit Lake at the tank.
at the tank. I got to get better Wi-Fi out there before I would be standing in front of that tank, but the Wi-Fi is horrible out there.
Is it?
We need my fish tank. Terrible.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, well, because we have to see the negative and positive responses that the MaxScent brings. We got to see it live and visual, like Shark Week, when the sharks go wild.
We can do that.
What do you got? You got a Little League game going right now, Brent?
I don't. Yeah, shortly. But I got a couple of.
You got to go in there, coach, and get them all mentally prepared. Tell them
Get
how
'em going.
great MaxScent is.
Yep.
And catch more fish, right?
Catch more fish. That's it.
Hey, thanks for the developments you bring the Bass Galaxy. We appreciate it, Brent.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, keep kicking butt. Hey, that's Brent. He's a Berkeley scientist from Spirit Lake. Thanks, bud.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
man. Thanks, dude.
Right on.
Take care.
See ya. Wow, that was like a wealth of information.
Oh man, I can listen to all those guys up there.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
I want to see the tank.
I honestly, if I would have known that was a job, that's what I would.
You'd have stayed in school, John?
Oh yeah, I would have reached for that goal and not done the tournaments for sure.
I don't buy that for a minute. Do you, Keith?
Oh, I mean,
I don't know.
I like fishing.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Yeah, but those guys fish.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they
Field
work
testing.
on it. Yeah, and then they take it
yeah.
to the lake. I mean, it's the best job ever.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
I gotta tell you, you guys were really good students during that segment.
I take it all in. I honestly felt like I was like, wow, Pat's gonna get him in trouble.
Yeah, I know your questions.
Yeah.
I was like, holy cow!
Oh my
dude.
gosh. I was like, don't answer it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you just have me gripping my seat.
Yeah,
Well, I don't know about any of that. I don't know any of that, but my observation is you guys were good students. And real quick, just to back off track here a minute, when did you guys meet each other? What grade? 7th grade.
Maybe
7.
Maybe earlier than that.
Well, probably met before that.
What class did you first share? Like you shared classes together.
Oh, I'm a year older than Keith.
We never shared classes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
The only time we ran into each other is when Keith was getting kicked out of his class.
Yeah.
And would pass me in line going to my class.
Yeah, I was going to ISS, in-school suspension. Yeah.
That's what I'm going to say. Like, I don't think you guys have ever been that quiet in school before as you just were listening to Scientist Brent. Like,
oh yeah, no, a lot. I think as you get older, that whole, I'm able to concentrate a little bit more than I could.
Yeah, me too.
Back then.
Yeah, and I mean, when somebody has that amount of knowledge, you just shut up and listen.
Yeah.
yeah, it's like when Clun talks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Yeah.
You just go for it.
Yeah.
Hey, so we all have our favorite shapes of MaxScent. The money shapes. As individuals, everybody in the Bass Galaxy has their own favorite MaxScent shapes, just like you do, Keith, and just like you do, John. And Keith, you want to break this down? You guys want to get into the MaxScent technology here, from a fisherman standpoint, from a bassin man standpoint. Yeah. Let's do that. Let's do that. Hey, Keith, what's your favorite 4 shapes?
My favorite 4 shapes is, I got them here.
What you got?
We've got the General.
Okay.
The 6-inch.
The 6-inch General. Yes, I agree. That behaves so well.
Probably. Yeah. I mean, I like the 6, the 5, and the 4 a lot, but the 6 is my favorite. It's you can cast it so well. It gets big bites. This is amazing. And then, the meaty chunk on the jig, you can just punch the hook right through it.
Oh.
This thing is amazing.
The rabbit ear. Like Hackney calls them the rabbit ear. Yeah, I was flipping that rabbit ear. Yep. Yeah.
But you're gonna
are you ready for his tip? One of his tips?
Just the tip.
Or
yeah.
Or whatever.
Yes, absolutely. It's time. You guys, it's your show, guys. You guys are the MaxScent geniuses. I'm just a talk show host. If you got a MaxScent tip, lay it out, bro.
Or we go through mine. So mine, since Keith took all the ones I really like too.
Okay. Wait, so he just showed the general and the meaty chunk.
Yeah.
Those are two.
Okay. Well, yeah. So
you guys are horrible in school. After all.
I know.
After all, you're horrible.
We were talking. Well, that's what we were talking about today. Was how many times we count to make sure there's just 5 in the live well.
Yeah.
We count them. Mm-hmm. We shut the lid. We open back up. Count them one more time. Yeah. And then either check with cameraman or Marshall and be like, that's 5, right? Yeah.
I've been with you, bud. I've been with you, bro.
Yeah.
I know.
So,
You're a hot mess, Johnny.
Yeah, but some of the ones, some of the other ones that I really like is the jerk shad and the flat nose jerk shad, the 5-inch, the bigger one.
Yes, and, I agree.
And I throw that a lot. That's a bait that, like, on the live and stuff that some of you guys see, I don't throw it a lot, but I catch a lot of key fish on it. And there's a couple of neat ways I rig that a little bit different. That's one of my favorite ones. My new favorite one is the Super Trooper crawl. It's got the flapping appendages now.
Yeah.
Pinchers is the straight one, like the little Trooper. And I mean, if you're like, I'll throw little jigs, you can put it on as a trailer. I usually put like a Ned head, or a little half moon jig head. I put it in it and I'll throw it out and just wind it, nice and easy, or working on the bottom. That's like one of my new favorite ones. The fish on the bed really like it.
And finesse jigs.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. And then
your bed's going to smell like MaxScent,
I know. Yeah. Yeah. And what's crazy is
who's calling bottom bunk?
Yeah, this is actually mine. Keith's afraid to let me sleep on the top. I told him he'd be fine. He said he's on the top.
I don't know. Do you trust these bolts?
Yeah.
I don't know who put it together. It looks kind of a Kia to me.
We don't know.
Yeah. I noticed there was plastic on the pillow still. On yours, John.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There
maybe.
In the video.
Yeah, I don't know.
In the video.
Oh, yeah. Actually, Keith brought me this pillow. We had to bring our own pillows,
you
right?
Didn't take the plastic off.
Yeah.
Brand new.
Yeah, brand new.
It's like when you don't take the cork off, the plastic off the rod grip. You keep the plastic on to keep it nice. That's what you do with your pillows, right?
Yeah. But yeah. But I guess for catching numbers or catching the most fish, something that I tie on for my kids constantly is the Little General, which is perfect for Ned rig,
the
Texas
Ned style.
rig.
Yep.
Drop shot. It's just a fish catcher. From Florida, all the way up north. All over the country. If you want to catch fish, you catch so many fish on that, and that's probably one of my favorite. And I think that's 4.
Yeah, that's 4 or 5 or something. But hey,
yeah.
Have you ever Texas rigged that Little General? Like on an 8?
That was one of my things I was going to talk about.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. We didn't talk. Rewind. Andy, cut that part out. Cut that part out and we'll talk about it
Are
later.
You sure? You don't want to talk about it now?
Yeah, let's talk about it now. Hey, John, so tell me a sneak for throwing the Little General. What's something you do with the Little General?
There is something I do with the Little. There's actually a lot of stuff I do with the Little General.
See how we did that, Keith? See how we did that? We backed up the tape live.
Let me show you here.
That's how you bass and talk show.
Got my Plano box.
He's got the Little General.
So like, when we go up north, we like Ned head, put it on a Ned head. We'll drop shot it. Well, this one is kind of stuck closed. Hold on.
Use your teeth.
You don't want that MaxScent coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Save the MaxScent. That is packaged well.
Okay.
That one's right fresh from Spirit Lake, I could tell.
Yeah. that one was deep in my truck. So what's crazy, so you can do so many things with this thing. So when I was back in Florida, I'm thinking, you're around all the weeds. A lot of places across the country, a lot of weeds. And this is so simple and catches so many fish. And I was like, you know what? I should just rig it up on some straight 6 and 8 pound fire line. And
there you go, Johnny.
And Texas rig it just like that. No weight. No leader,
no,
just straight 6 and 8 pound fire line. Throw it on a spinning rod, and twitching this thing like it's a jerk shad, or like you would throw a popping frog, whatever, and you would twitch it and letting it sink in holes in the grass. And I mean, I'm telling you, this thing blew my mind how many fish I caught on this. I'm talking like, I mean, you catch everything, anything that's eating some kind of bait fish, you can catch on this thing. So this is like, something that's so simple, but you can go anywhere in the country and you want to catch fish, you could throw that, twitch it through the weeds. And I mean, I'm going to catch them one of these days and maybe win a tournament on it. But that sucker, that works really well.
And I know Nan and Lil kick your butt on that all the time.
I mean, that's where I saw it mostly. I tied it on for him. And, I was honestly didn't want to run out of the jerk shads. And I was like, yeah, let me put this on. We were.
You're such a good dad.
Yeah,
here, take the
credit. I was
credit.
like, I'll put this on. You won't catch anything on it, and they did really well. So,
and there it is, the new sneak.
Yeah. So
what size hook? What size hook is that, John?
I want to say it's a 2-aught.
Okay.
Just a wide gap.
2-aught Fusion EWG, just right on the little general.
Yep.
And straight to the braid, straight braid, 6-8 pound fire line. John Cox Signature Series rod.
Yep.
Firing it away.
Yep, that's it. And someone's going to go out. Someone that watched this is going to go out. They're going to get some of these, and they're going to be like, wow, something so simple. And they're going to kill them. They're going to catch a ton of fish on it.
100%. You know who's going to do it? Andy the Ginger Ninja back there. I see him. I see him right there. I see what he's doing back there in the producer booth. He's loving that. He's loving that. I like the sneak. That's a great sneak, John. It really is.
Yeah.
You know who does something similar to that too? Is your buddy JT Kenny, the king of Palm Bay.
Right.
Yeah. He puts a little micro slip sinker ahead of it though. No peg.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, kind of flips it around. Sorry, JT. I gave away your sneak, Big Lebowski, but it's a that's a good one. He uses what he was doing was just taking any old stickworm and cutting them in half.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
Absolutely. Cool sneak. Hey, that meaty chunk, Keith, that rabbit ear chunk, bud. I mean, it's so good. It's traditional pork chunk. It's amazing on the new Berkeley finesse jigs.
Right.
It's awesome on the flipping jigs, but what you guys turned me on to, both of you guys, is putting it on the back of a swim jig and fluffing it.
Right.
Right. I mean, it's so good, man. Keith,
it's unreal. Yeah, this thing gets giant bites and it gets a lot of bites. And the key to it is when you're rigging this up.
Wait, are you gonna wait? What are you gonna tell them?
I know. Should I?
Wait.
I should.
Are you gonna? Tell them?
Honestly, I've been kind of quiet.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead. Go ahead.
Wait.
I would just explain.
Why did you get red, John? He's about that. You really did get mad. So for those at home, I know you, John. I know you.
I know.
I know you well. You're not playing. You stopped him and you're red.
Yeah, I think. Go ahead. Just give it to him. Give it to him. Tell them how to make the legs swim.
I don't know.
Just give it to him. Give it.
I mean, I'm seriously.
John got mad. You got mad at your friend a minute.
I'll be able to sleep. Go ahead. Give it.
Are you guys gonna fight? Did you touch his drum set?
No, you got a drum set? I want to play drum set. Oh, okay.
All
right. So now John got mad that you're gonna show us how to make the meaty chunk legs work better. Is this what's up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
This is how you get bites.
Okay. Okay.
Basically, bites in this thing.
Give it, Carson. Give it away, Carson. You're our guy.
Yeah.
So what you do is you take the Berkeley swim jig here.
Yeah.
You get your MaxScent meaty chunk.
Yeah.
And put this other down. The key to this is that let me hold this up so you guys can see. So there's a side to this. There's a flat side, and then there's a side where there's a belly.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the belly.
Look at John, how mad he is.
Down.
Look how mad John is back there.
No. Good. Just go.
It's furious.
So the belly has to go down, and when you hook this, wait, when you hook it dead center to slightly above center, so it drafts a little bit better, and it's going to look like that. And should I tell them?
Just tell
okay.
them.
So the real key to this is the belly has to go down. If you reduce a couple of the tassels here, it increases the water flow that reaches the meaty chunk, and that gives it the action that it really needs to get the bites. Yeah.
Okay, so just to clarify, what you have done for those listening on the podcast tomorrow, you've taken the meaty chunk, and the fat side is at the bottom of the jig, correct?
Yeah, it has. Yeah, if it's up, it still work, but these are the tricks that get extra bites.
And what was the deal with where the hook went? I'm confused about the hook placement, Keith.
Okay, so the hook has to go in the middle. It's slightly above middle, just barely.
Of the chunk itself.
Of the chunk, yeah. I don't know if you could see this or if the viewers can see this.
Now we can that you've taken the skirt away a bit. Yes.
So yeah,
it's dead center of the meaty chunk, slightly above the center. The fat side is pointing down. John Cox is furious that Keith Carson has shown the Bass Galaxy.
Yeah, if I don't
swim
wake
jig,
up tomorrow,
snake.
You guys, you'll know what happened.
And that makes the legs, the old rabbit ear meaty chunks, kick better and fluff better.
Right. And that's the trick. And so it's got to be like that. And otherwise, your bite ratio goes down. So, you want to get as many bites as possible. And that's the trick to win in tournaments on a swim jig.
That's a beautiful trailer too. What was that? The watermelon color?
Yeah. Green pumpkin party.
Green pumpkin party. That's what I'm saying.
Party, I ain't losing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You're real close to Fort Lauderdale. I know you. We were discussing earlier how Floridians and South Chicagoans are very similar in nature, like characters from Shameless. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Are you Frank?
Yeah, I could be. You never know, especially when I grow a beard for No Shave November. You know what I mean? The meaty chunk is amazing. Like, seriously, cold water, amazing. Swimming a jig, post-spawn, amazing. Dragging it on a football jig in the dog days of summer, amazing. The meaty chunk is just a good old-fashioned flavor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And is that the sneak color, Green Pumpkin Party?
Yeah, it's one of my favorite colors. This is a color you can throw anytime, anywhere in the nation and get bites. Sometimes, you might need to go black and blue. But these are like some of the two main colors that you need everywhere you go.
And John, tell me what you think about this. Now, MaxScent has a different color. Like a black-blue MaxScent is different than a black-blue power bait. A black-blue chigger craw in MaxScent is a different color than a black-blue power bait. And same with Green Pumpkin. But they seem to have a real nice finish to them, almost like a matte finish in the water. And that's very appealing to the fishermen, I think, as well as the fish, isn't it?
That's what I like, how natural the colors are. And then especially a lot of times, your chunk won't make it through enough bites to see it. But when it starts fading, like when I'm practicing and I got my rubber over the hook and stuff, and that chunk starts to get that like faded, like an injured bait fish that's been hit or whatever, man, they love it even more, And that's something I really like about the whole MaxScent line, or the colors. At first I was hard to like, I was like, it's not the same colors that, I used before, like in power bait or, but I kept trying them. And every time I, just like the field test guys, I know how they feel when they go out there and they're like, oh my gosh, we got something here. And that's what, every time I went out and tested the stuff, whatever it was 5-6 years ago, I was like, oh my gosh, they got something here. Like, I mean, it was an obvious, way more bites, bigger fish. I mean, I went out and to shoot this video one time with that swim jig with the MaxScent mini chunk, and the river was terrible. It was taking like 9-10 pounds to win, down St. John's. And I went out there and to shoot this video, and we caught like 30 pounds on it, and it was just like, I was like, there's something with this, that fishing's been terrible, and we're still able to, the fish are still there, and we're able to trigger those bites. So I've been hooked on it, the last few years, and I feel like, a lot of my success has been from that for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I've witnessed it. I mean,
that's right. We've gone a couple times, haven't we?
Yeah, and I mean, I've just seen it flat out work. I've seen you just flat out smash bedding fish with MaxScent. I mean, smash them. I've watched you catch post-spawn fish, John, pre-spawn fish, and here's something else I've witnessed that's pretty cool with MaxScent, and it's your buddy with the creature hog and a flip stick. The guy's freaking deadly. When you give Keith Carson the flipping stick and the creature hog and that big weight, and I mean, and it don't have to be punching, grass or whatever. Keith puts that big weight on and gets that ROF going and pops him in the head. You know what I mean? Whether he's in a 2-foot bush or in 25-foot hydrilla. I mean, that's your style, ain't it, Carson?
Oh yeah. I mean, flipping's my deal. That's if I could flip all the time at every lake I go to, I would do it. And that ROF, I don't even want to say what that acronym is, because that's the key to getting bites. But
it's BDE. ROF and BDE are the same thing. That's bass dictated energy and rate of fall. You know what I mean?
Right.
There it is.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the key. You pair that with the creature hog, and I control the ROF myself, and that's really how you get the bites. Yeah.
You see what I did, John? You see how I made him give more away?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
But that's all you're getting. That's it.
Well, come on. Now you take the creature hog. What's the size weight?
My size weight's a 1 ounce.
A 1 ounce. And you got the creature hog. What's the hook?
3/0.
3/0.
Yeah, Berkeley Fusion.
Berkeley Fusion. Yeah. Straight shank?
Straight shank.
Shank. Straight braid?
Straight braid.
Straight braid. Yep. And John, he said he controls the ROF. He controls the ROF, and that's the key to getting bites. And he's using a 1 ounce weight more often than not in most situations.
Right.
How does he control the ROF? You want to answer that for him, John?
I watch. When we fished, where were we at? You follow?
Yeah.
He asked me. He says he looked right at me. We were fishing. He goes, "What has happened to you?" Yeah. Because I had my spinning rod and I'm flipping it around, like I've done the last few years,
like you do.
And he starts slinging the big way around and just catching them, And I don't know how he does it. I did get a little bit of that action because he caught his fifth one. And he's like, I got 17. And I was like, trolled right up in front of him. And then I'm like, first flip? And I call it like a giant one.
Yeah. He did.
So but when he was making it look easy. And, but I don't know how he does it.
Keith, will you tell us how to control ROF?
Yeah. Well, first, so when John and I were growing up, he was a flipping machine. John was.
He still is.
I believe that he is.
I don't have it anymore.
You do too. Stop it.
I maybe. I don't know.
John got off of flipping I don't know, maybe 10 years ago. He's been off of flipping for a long time, and I love it. And I'm addicted. I just can't stop flipping.
I know you are. Well, tell us more.
So the rate of fall, I mean, you control it between a combination of the rod tip and your thumb as the bait's falling, and you control it. You have to pay attention. The fish give you feedback when you get bites, and how they swim out of the structure, how hard they bite it, how quickly they're moving. tells you how the bite comes and how they want it. And you change the rate of fall as you're practicing or throughout a particular tournament day, and you find out what they want. And when you figure that out, you just clean house. You just catch every single fish that's in front of you that you present your bait to. And it's not easy. I mean, it takes a lot of changes. You're constantly doing that. But the reason why it works for me is I use a 1 ounce most of the time, because I can have the fastest rate if I let it free go, like open my bail, let it go. Or I can change that to fall at the speed of a 1/2 ounce, or I can change it to fall at the speed of a 3/16. And I can do it all. And I have the big profile of the 1 ounce, which gets bigger bites, bigger profile, bigger fish, bigger bites. And so that's why I stick with the 1 ounce almost all the time. I flip docks with a 1 ounce. I'll flip trees. I'll flip stuff with no grass, no mats at all.
I've seen
with the 1 ounce.
You are so confident with that method.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Like I have so much control, and I have feedback too, because the weight keeps me in contact with my bait better versus say like you want something to fall slowly. It's like something like a 1/4 ounce or a 3/16. Well, when you flip a light weight like that, in order for the bait to fall properly, you kind of need to put some slack in the line to let the bait fall. And a lot of times you don't feel the bite. Like you reel up your slack and the fish is way out in open water.
We've all had it happen.
You're losing that contact. And when you stick with a heavier weight, I have contact all the time and I control the fall myself. And so, that's my weight really.
I love it. What's your hook set method with that ROF method? How do you set the hook with it?
The hook set is a very gentle hook set. It's not what you see on TV, and the way all flippers set the hook is not. I set it really gently. I just tighten my line and I pull. I really don't set the hook that hard at all. It's a very gentle hook set, and the reason for that is because if you're a slack liner, if you like to slack line and set the hook and jack their jaws, as guys say, hey, that's good for you. That's fun. But if you're in a tournament situation, what you're doing is you're ripping a hole so big in the fish's mouth that when they come up and jump, the chances of you losing that fish go way up because you set the hook so hard.
Yeah, you're knocking a hole. Yeah, you're knocking a way out.
Right. You just want to gently drive it in their mouth, because when you do that, you know, those times like when you hook a fish so good and you can't get it unhooked and that hook's just pinned in there, that's what the gentle hook set does. And my catch rate is just skyrocketed since I've changed my hook set.
What's your combo, Keith, for that ROF flipping with the 1 ounce?
7.6 heavy, 50 braid. It's the Fantasista X 7.6 heavy.
Okay.
And I pair it with the Abu Garcia MGX 8.3 ratio. I like the faster ratio.
That Xenon.
Xenon, yep.
That reel's beautiful.
Oh, it's awesome. Yeah. I really love that reel.
That's the shining star of the Xenon line, that MGX. It really is.
I've grown to really like the clicker drag too.
You love that clicker drag.
Well, what it does, I think it allows you to know when you're pulling too hard or when the fish is really taking drag. Like, I mean, once you get used to it, it allows me to know, okay, don't pull any harder on this fish. You know, and either, you know, straighten the hook out or make a giant hole in its mouth. It's really helped me fighting the fish.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's good drag.
I've witnessed it, but John, our video on Lake Okeechobee, which by the way, us knuckleheads, we got a million views.
Oh, yeah.
A million views. I mean, no kidding. How silly is that? And it was all featuring that Xenon MGX, and we got a lot of comments like, "Hey, what's that noise?" And that's that's John's clicker drag, man. You had it just adjusted, bro. Adjusted.
And that's where it really came. I mean, that fish, what he ate it like 10 feet from the boat,
dude. It was amazing.
I set the hook like from my knees.
Yeah.
And I mean, I had no line out at all, but you know, hearing that clicker go, I knew he was. I mean, and I was able to fight him and get him in. Like, you know, that was one of those instances where you really needed it, I felt like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, John, our video is huge in Istanbul.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like Hasselhoff in Japan, we're giant in Istanbul.
Yeah. That's cool.
Hey, I know you guys got a derb tomorrow, and you've given us some amazing sneaks. But before we go, I'm going to give you guys an opportunity, and this is solid. I've talked to everyone at Berkeley, both at Spirit Lake and in South Carolina. I got it cleared by everybody. And you guys, yep, I got it total. This is a true story.
Oh, he's definitely lying.
It's totally cleared. True story I just made up right now.
Yeah.
And there's a couple colors that I'm going to need you guys to rename in the lineup. Now, think about this solid, because whatever answers you give stand. The packaging will change. It goes into production, and it's the new MaxScent John Cox, Keith Carson Signature Series colors. You get your opportunity, boys, to change some colors. Ginge, you got any color changing music? Like shape-shifting? You got any shape-shifting music? Any lycanthropy music?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know.
I like it. Ah, yes. Step right up. It's kind of like a revival. Because we're reviving. Ginge, brilliant. We're reviving colors. I love this. This is fantastic. All right. So I have the color Baby Bass. Now, one of you gentlemen, you Keith Carson or you Johnny Cox, the handyman, you get to rename Baby Bass. One of you guys. Who's picking it?
Ooh.
Who wants to rename it? You, John, or you, Keith?
I'll take it.
You're taking it, Keith, and the name is going to stick. Packaging is renamed. Production starts tomorrow.
I want to name it Stray Cast.
Wow.
I want to name it Show.
Yeah. But that makes zero sense. But I mean, obviously we love it. But
yeah.
Okay, because
I was thinking if we were going to rename the General, we could call it the Cock Stick.
Yeah.
I think that's perfect. Yes.
I mean, yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Just
So we
like your
wanted
rod. The Cock Stick,
Yeah.
just like your rod that you use now, your Signature Series.
Yeah,
John
I
Cox
read them.
rod.
Yeah.
Yes. Hey, which, by the way, is an amazing rod. John, you have an amazing rod.
It came out really good, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. The John Cox Signature Series Abu Garcia 7-foot medium heavy spin pole. It's meaty.
Yeah.
It's meaty, John.
Yeah, I feel like it's not real flimsy, and I feel a little more manly throwing that spinning rod.
Yeah.
Okay, so John took that away from Stray Cast. It's not called the Stray Cast. And I got where you were going from, because that Baby Bass just catches them on Stray Casts. I get it. I get it. But Cockstick wins. That's it. Okay, marking that down. Berkeley, the new Baby Bass color is called Cox Stick. Amazing. We got that going for us. All right, here you go. The next color you get to rename in the MaxScent line. It's actually new this year. Is the Goat. Revive. Ooh, it's the Goat. It's a notorious color. It's known to snatch bass anywhere. Half green pumpkin, half black blue. The Goat. Which one of you boys want to rename the Goat?
I
John got Joe. No, you got to go, Keith, because John stole the other one. So it's,
yeah.
I mean, that's the greatest time. I mean,
Yeah.
How do you read?
I don't know. That
no,
was
you
pretty
have
tough.
to. You have to. This
Yeah.
is not an easy thing. Marketing is not easy.
No, it is.
no.
Those guys, man, I'm telling you. There's a lot we don't see that goes behind the scenes.
But they did miss Cockstick for Baby Bass. They totally missed that one.
Yeah.
Shame on them. Shame on them. All right, come on. Goat. Rename it, Keith Carson. Rename it.
Bueller.
God, I don't know.
Bueller.
MVP. I don't know.
Oh yeah,
MVP. Yeah.
What are you calling it?
My best friend's sister's boyfriend's brother's girlfriend heard from this guy who knows this kid is.
That was Ferris Bueller. Somebody knew the name. What's the name?
I don't know. I said MVP, but it's just
Okay, MVP.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's kind of lame. But
Most valued player.
most valuable. MVM. Most valuable MaxScent.
Yeah.
All right.
Look at that.
All right.
God,
Good.
you're so creative.
Well,
that stuff
thanks.
comes into his
Yeah,
head.
I don't know how.
I
but
feed the
like-
mayonnaise to the tuna fish because it saves us time making sandwiches in the end. Do you know what I mean? I'm an idea man. Hey, get this, John Cox. Here's a very, very tough one. Rename green pumpkin. One of the greatest colors of all time.
I mean, they probably would call it Dookie because it kind of has that Dookie looking color.
Dookie. I like it.
Yeah.
A green.
Yeah.
The Dookie.
Yeah.
It really is. And you know what? Dookie's good in clear water. Dookie's good in dirty water. Dookie's good in stained water. Dookie's good in tannic water. Anything.
Yeah. When you don't know what color to pick, Dookie's your color.
Take a Dookie. Just take out a Dookie and start throwing it. There it is. Everybody Dookie. Everybody do. There it is. Dookie is the new green pumpkin. Berkeley Fishing, mark that. There it is. You guys are amazing. You know that, right? I mean, both of you guys are amazing. I'm being serious. I'm happy to be able to say, hey, Keith and John are my buds. Like, I can call you guys anytime and say, hey, man, just walking into the dollar store. What are you guys doing? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? We're buds like that. I like that. I like that about you boys. You know what I mean?
Our store.
Yeah. I'll be like, hey, they got Yahoo. They got that Yahoo on special, man.
That's who I'm going after now.
Yeah.
Yahoo.
Yeah. I guess.
Get Celsius.
Yeah.
Yahoo's going to be my drink of choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do good in the Yahoo colored water, too, especially flipping with that ROF.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, Carson?
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, here's the deal, man. MaxScent is important to all of us here in the Bass Galaxy. I thank Berkeley for inventing it because it surely has accounted for many hours of enjoyment for me as a recreational angler, and it has certainly accounted for many dollars in your guys' pocket as tournament bass anglers. So, thank you, Berkeley, and thank you for MaxScent. Yes. Yes, boys. NPFL tomorrow. You guys are on Santee. You just came off of a 1-2-Z on Lake of the Ozarks. Congratulations on your first and second place, boys.
Thanks.
Yes. True Durbers. No strangers to victory, right? Can you do it again? 1 and 2? Maybe Versa Vice it this time?
I don't know. It was really unreal today when we got gas and I pulled up and I'm like, oh crap, I'm at pump 2. And then here comes Keith, pulls in right at pump 1.
Whoa. Look
Funny
out.
part of the story, there was every pump was full with vehicles.
Yeah.
And like I'm parked at the side waiting for any pump to open. And what opens? Pump 1. And John was already at 2. Yeah, so it's like, whoa, sometimes, it just works out that way.
Yeah.
What was for dinner tonight?
Steaks, green beans, and mashed potatoes.
You might have to keep doing that. You know that, right? John knows the drill.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's true. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, especially if you smash them tomorrow, then you got to have the same meal. John, you've done that with steak and what was the one place that you were there at the Seminole? You just came off of your win. I think where did you win right before Seminole? Smith?
God, I don't even know.
Yeah, you just win a lot. He just wins a lot of stuff, Keith. You don't even know.
I don't know. What year are we talking?
42. I believe it was.
Okay. Yeah,
42.
no,
yeah, it's a fine year, John.
No, I was on that Chipotle.
Yeah, Chipotle kick. That's what it was.
I was like driving hours out of the way for it.
Just to get Chipotle. So it might be better if you guys had steak and green beans and mashed taters if you guys smash them tomorrow. Right, Keith?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm cool with eating that even if
we've been eating at the house a lot lately.
Yeah. Eating better.
Yeah.
Trying to be more healthy.
Yeah.
John, you look better. You do.
Yeah, I feel terrible still.
Well, I mean, Keith, he does look better for real, and I'm being serious. Like when I was your marshal and we were doing some videos and stuff, people would say, "John looks good. Is he losing weight?" And I say, "Yeah, he looks good. He's happy. He's catching them. It's the spawn."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're moving around a lot. All that shaking, John. You know what? Like when you do the shake weight in the off season. Yeah. That burns calories, and that's why you're in good shape right now during this whole deal. Hey, you want to give away some MaxScent, boys?
Yeah, if it's yours.
Well,
I don't have any to give away.
Well, this is actually from Brad Rutherford and Berkeley. Yeah, Ginge, are we going to send it to one of those guys? Oh, Keith has it. Okay, so we have the winner. Now get this. This is not a half dozen bags. This is not 1 dozen bags. This is 2 dozen bags. That's 24 bags of MaxScent, John.
Wow.
24 bags of MaxScent, Keith.
I hope it's rigged.
Hey, you're hoping it goes to you?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
And it's all in what's the new baby bass called again, John?
Cockstick.
It's all in cockstick and dookie.
Nice.
All right, we're giving away 24 bags of Berkeley MaxScent. On the Stray Cast MaxScent Extravaganza. Keith Carson, do the honors. Make somebody in the Bass Galaxy a happy person.
Are you ready?
Yes.
It is going to Brock Bellick.
Brock Bellick. Oh, BB. I like that. That's Brock Bellick. You won 24 bags of MaxScent.
Wow.
Yikes. Courtesy of Berkeley Fishing. Brad Rutherford. Ever. Yes. Did you guys have a good time?
Oh yeah. Always a great time on your show.
I want to learn more from Berkeley scientists.
Me too. Hey, definitely set that up.
Yeah.
Get them all in the lab coats.
Will you come back for it?
I'll come back. 100%.
I just want to watch. Yeah.
I liked watching you guys as students. Can you dress up as students in like the guy, you know how the guitar player from AC/DC wears that?
Oh, yeah,
deal?
yeah.
Can you guys can you do that thing?
Yeah.
And we'll have Berkeley scientists teaching us.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be awesome.
Hey, all I know is I had a great time, and that's how I judge a Stray Cast show. And all I know is I smash them on MaxScent constantly. And I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to keep doing it. Hey, I'll tell you my sneaks another time, guys, because you guys gave away everything we needed to know. And besides, then I don't have to give my secrets away.
Wow, you get away.
And all I do is I'm not a pro angler. I just fish every day. So I don't have to catch fish to eat. I have to catch fish to stay mentally right. Because if I just hate me if I don't catch fish. You know what I mean? I got it bad. Hey, guys, thank you so much to you, Keith Carson, to you, John Cox, and to everybody over at Berkeley Fishing. It's been a fun show. Give it up for these guys, Bass Galaxy. Yeah.
Thanks for having us on, Pat.
Thanks, Pat.
Hey, smash them tomorrow on the NPFL, bud.
We're gonna try.
Yeah. John, you're having a great season, and Keith, you're having a good season. So make it great.
Make it great.
Make it great.
Yeah.
Pump 1, pump 2. Boom.
That's right.
There it is.
See you.
Thanks again, boys. See you soon. See you soon on the trail.
Thanks, Pat.
There it is. That's awesome. I had fun, Ginge. You're already Texas rigging little generals back there, Ginge, and you're already getting 1-ounce tungstens prepared. I see you doing the 1 ounce. Well, you just don't want to talk about that. You're like, no, I ain't doing that. Right. Ginge, that was fun. Hey, you never know what's going to happen on Stray Cast. The Magic of MaxScent episode for the first time ever. And then next week, we'll figure something out. We got the boys, Jamie Bruce and old Brad. They just finished the opens. See what those boys are doing. All kinds of stuff going on over there. Guys are getting ready to head to the Sabine River. over the Memorial Day weekend. Popping it down next week over in Tejas. It's going to be hot. It's going to be a hot one on the river. This weekend, Cal-Sag Bass open on Braidwood if you live in the Chicagoland area. Big payouts, biggest payouts in the Chicagoland area. Check out CalSagBass.com. Straightcast will be there with a live broadcast. Hey, thank you so much. Omnia Fishing MaxScent products are available at OmniaFishing.com. Power pole, thank you. We power pole down for pleasure. Crestliner Boats keeps us afloat. Hey, fake Spencer, real Spencer, we love seeing you out there in the XF, smashing them. Derek Taylor, he's the guy that won the John Cox MX-19. That boat still might be for sale. I am not sure. Check out Derek Taylor's Instagram or Facebook page. Heck of a deal on that thing. Of course, Abu Garcia and Berkeley, thank you for what you do for Stray Cast and the entire Bass Galaxy in an amazing time tonight. Waterland Sunglasses. We saw a firebow the other day. Bait Shop Randy and I. Thank you, Waterland Sunglasses, for throwing shade properly. Bob's Jack Plates. Steve, the whole Perini family over there. Bob's Jack's Plates in Tampa. Thank you so much for your support of Stray Cast. Impulse Lithium, Bill and Darlene. The Wild Bunch. Wild over there. Hey, Sims. Thank you. Ichikawa Fishing. Alpha Angler. Half a Spot Official. Tin Cup Mountain Whiskey. Official sponsors of Stray Cast, the glorified version of the Bass Fishing Talk Show. I'm Pat Renwick. It's Andrew Ellenberger. J.R. Ewing, Rockin' Show Fantasy. We're out. We'll see you next week, Bass Galaxy. Peace.